Tonight on Si's Eyes on the Skies.
It was warm in the morning and cool in the evening. What's tomorrow going to be like? I'll have more in my forecast.
Plus, Kaitlyn is in the studio for your national forecast. All that and more as we get ready for a Tuesday, February 28th edition of Si's Eyes on the Skies. Eyes on the Skies starts right now.
It's Monday night on ISU TV, broadcasting live from Ames, Iowa. This is Si's Eyes on the Skies. ISU TV's longest-running television program brings you the weather from around the country to the heart of Iowa. The ISU Meteorology Department team of forecasters keep you ahead of the storm. From Iowa's most trusted weather team, this is Si's Eyes on the Skies.
Welcome back to Si's Eyes. I'm joined by Caleb right now. Caleb, warm, blizzard, and now severe weather. What do you got next?
It's been a wild week all across the state this past week. Right, we had 3 inches of snow on Friday afternoon, but it quickly melted away over the weekend. We're going to have some clouds tomorrow coming up here. It's going to be a cooler day tomorrow with some snow showers possibly in the morning. So as we take a look at the clouds and radar currently, we can see that we have overcast conditions across the whole state with some light to lingering showers moving in that northeasterly direction. The 24-hour temperature change, so we can see that the warm part, or the east part of the state is still hanging on to those above those high temperatures where Davenport is 6 degrees warmer than it was this time yesterday, while the western half is colder than yesterday. And your day planner for tomorrow, it's going to be 31 with a light wintry mix at 8 a.m., going to 37 and mostly cloudy by noon, and almost 40 degrees with clearing skies in the afternoon. Jacob?
And now it's time for tonight's weather story. It's hard to believe, but last Friday, the area was impacted by a blizzard and heavy rain. Northern Iowa took the brunt of the storm with nearly a foot of snow in Pocahontas, Storm Lake, and along the Minnesota border. Here in Ames, heavy rain and up to pea-sized hail hit the area hard Thursday night before switching over to sleet and snow within 5 minutes. That was followed by several inches of fresh snow. Well, that snow is gone now here in Ames, and it's quickly disappearing across northern Iowa as spring-like weather moves in. In fact, severe weather, including tornadoes, is breaking out across the Midwest tonight. Kaitlyn, what's the latest on that?
Well, Jacob, it has been a pretty exciting day across the country. We've had anywhere from tornadoes up to blizzards and even high winds. I'll have more right after the break.
Now we turn to Kaitlyn. Kaitlyn, anything interesting going on around the country?
All kinds of interesting things, but first, let's take a look at the highs that we've had today. Now it has been very, very chilly over in the Rockies, where it's been pretty warm down south. If we look slightly closer into the east, you can see that it has been very dry across this area, whereas they've had a lot of rain the past couple of days as well. It's been very, very dry as well in the south, because we know that the big places across country are going to be over here, where it has been very chilly with some winter weather advisories. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. And it has been also dry in Seattle. And of course, this is where the big story of the day is going to be in the central United States, but Caleb will talk a little further about the weather in Iowa. Watches and warnings across the nation. We have high wind warnings down in or high wind watches down in the south, along with some fire weather warnings. And then there have been some flood watches, of course, too. They've been rained on all day today steadily. And then the big story is going to be with these tornado watches and a couple tornado warnings as well. Now, like I said, it has been very windy and dry in the south, and a lot of these are in droughts as well. And then in the central United States, you can see it has been very, very dangerous. Now, I know a lot of people here at Iowa have family that live back home, or they themselves are back home, so make sure you tell your family to stay indoors tonight, since these are potentially severe areas with hail and high winds and some tornadoes as well. And this is supposed to go until around 10 p.m. tonight, but could last even further. Futurecast. Like I said, very rainy in the central United States with some snow over in the north as well. The Rockies continue to get snowed on through the week, and it goes further with the rain, and the system pushes through the United States to give us some dry weather for quite a while. And then there's a potential for some snow in the central United States and some rain down south as well. Highs tomorrow, it is going to be pretty similar today with colder weather in the Rockies, little bit warmer down south, and a little bit more mild than they are used to over in northern Texas and Kansas. Now today we have Billings, Montana as our city to look at. They're going to have some snow, and it'll continue through the week as it gets slightly cloudier, and the clouds start to go away too, with some mild temperatures ending out for the week.
Certainly a large area of concern for the rest of the night tonight, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Now, like I said, there have been some tornadoes all across the country. Over in Illinois, there was one in Iowa as well today.
Yeah, the first tornado in
in February,
Iowa in February
that's ever happened. Yeah, so that is some pretty exciting times. Unfortunately, some people back home are hopefully able to find some shelter. They haven't been very strong tornadoes, thankfully, but certainly not an enjoyable time what we expect in February, that's for sure.
Just as we get ready for the crazy month of March, right?
Absolutely.
All right, let's take a look at our trivia question for tonight, and let's take a look at that. How many inches of snow has fallen in Ames so far this season? Is it A, 9 inches, B, 11 inches, C, 15 inches, or D, 21 inches? We'll have that answer for you coming up in just a little bit, but first, Caleb, crazy weather going on around the country and around the area right now.
You are correct, Jacob. I'm going to bring February back for a day or two here in Iowa, but then I'm going to kick up spring for the weekend. I'll have more coming up. Welcome back to Size Eyes tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in here to our show. I am meteorologist Caleb Wood. As we take a look at our headlines here, we're going to have some rain and snow mix tonight into tomorrow morning, but nothing too major, but I'll talk more coming up. We're going to have some seasonable temps in the next few days, so those upper 30s, low 40s, hanging out for the highs, with a major weekend warm-up coming just in time for the weekend so you can break out your shorts and tank tops once again. As we take a look at the current temperatures, we can definitely see this cold front extending from northeast to southwest across the middle of the state here, with Ames being at 40 degrees right in the middle, but the warm side in Ottumwa at 60, whereas Fort Dodge is just at 37 degrees. So we can clearly see that transition area. The current winds, again, they show signs of that strong cold front, with winds coming straight from the north at about 10 to 15 miles per hour, even 16 miles per hour in Ames. So that cold air advection is definitely entering the state, bringing their temperatures down. Current conditions in Ames, like I said, it's 40 degrees currently with cloudy skies, a north wind at 16 miles per hour, with a dew point of 40. So I'm expecting maybe some fog tomorrow morning as the air is very saturated outside. Today's high temperatures, again, we see that evidence of a cold front with 69 in Ottumwa, almost 70 degrees, 59 in Ames. It was very warm in the morning, but it cooled off definitely in the afternoon. And with 43 in Fort Dodge and 41 in Mason City, both because of the cold front and the current snowpack they have from last weekend's winter storm. Taking a look at the future conditions here, we have this rain pushing through Illinois, bringing the severe storms to that region. Tomorrow morning, northern Iowa especially can get an inch or two of snow. I'm expecting Ames to be just about half inch or so, kind of more of a mixed precipitation. As we head out through the day tomorrow, clouds start to break up in Iowa, so that's great. It's good to see the sun this time of year. And heading into Thursday morning, again, we see these multiple waves of energy entering the state about one at a time. And so again, some snowpack might clip Ames, but I expect most of the snow to stay to the northern half of Iowa. Current watches and warnings, Iowa's pretty clear. Kaitlyn was correct, though, when she said we had a tornado warning earlier over near Iowa City earlier this afternoon, and you can see those tornado watches shaded in yellow across Illinois and parts of Missouri. So keep safe out there, everyone. Highs tomorrow, a very much colder day tomorrow is in store with 44 in Ottumwa, 39 in Marshalltown, and even a 35 up in Mason City. So about a 10-degree contrast from north to south across the state, with everywhere being about average. Forecast for tonight in Ames, 31 degrees, 1 degree below the freezing mark. Rain changing to snow late, about after midnight, with overcast conditions and winds northwest of 5 to 10 miles per hour. So that cold air keeps on funneling down into the state. Tomorrow, 40 degrees, so I'm sorry, those 60s and 50s are going away for a few days. The chance of rain, snow, especially in the morning hours before about 9 or 10 a.m. Breezy and cooler with those northwest winds coming at 10 to 20 miles per hour, so they'll be coming down at a pretty good clip throughout the day tomorrow. As we take a look at our extended forecast for the week, we have that rain-snow mix, about 40% chance tomorrow morning, with seasonable temperatures until Friday, and then we get that big climb up to the weekend with the 60s coming back and even staying warm next week.
Looking like a big warm-up for next week. And let's take a look at our trivia question once again for this evening. And it is about snowfall, Ames snowfall specifically. And let's take a look at that. How many inches of snow has fallen in Ames so far this season? Our choices tonight, 9 inches, 11 inches, 15 inches, or 21 inches. Of course, it's been a mild winter. What do you guys think?
Well, I know that we haven't had as much snow as we usually do in Ames, so I'm gonna guess B, 11 inches.
I'm gonna go about 15 inches.
I'll go with 9 then.
9?
Let's go ahead and take a look at what that answer is. It is 11 inches.
All right.
I mean, we're usually on average for 20 to 30 plus inches
Yeah,
on the season.
absolutely.
Only 11 inches of snow so far. We've had lots of rain.
Lots of rain,
Lots of
of mixed precip even too, ice, but I guess not so much with snow.
Not so much with snow.
Very mild.
Yeah, we might get a half inch tomorrow of snow in the morning, but I'm not expecting anything too major.
Yeah, and you know,
Central Iowa.
I don't even know how much snow we can really expect in for the rest of the winter. I mean, spring's coming up fairly quickly here, mid-March.
Less than 2 weeks away.
Yeah, spring break. People will be out of here going where it's way warmer.
Where it's way warmer, yeah. Birds are chirping out there. The geese are going crazy. I don't even know what's going on.
I don't even know if
March is coming. March is coming.
I think a lot of birds never even left in the first place.
Yes.
We
Never
definitely see
migrated.
March coming with those severe storms also in Illinois
Absolutely.
and Missouri today, right? Everybody keep safe out there tonight. Especially
Yes,
as they're
please
coming
stay
tonight.
indoors. If, like I said, your family lives back home, text them, call them, tell them to stay indoors because that hail could be very dangerous. They could have up to like half-inch hail in some areas. Now, they're very isolated little storms, so the rain won't last long, but those little storms can be very dangerous.
Definitely.
Indeed. Well, that concludes our show for tonight. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and give us a like on Facebook. You can find every single show online on YouTube under our Size Eyes channels. I'll see you tomorrow morning for Iowa State Weather Today, bright and early at 7:45, and we'll see you back here on Thursday night. Thank you for joining us. Have a great night.